Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Martin Dreyfuss Show. Welcome back to our continued coverage of the Russia and Ukraine crisis. Now today, Russia has bombed a barracks filled with Ukrainian soldiers. As you can see by the title, dozens are feared dead. This is ideally going to be footage of the aftermath and everything just going on at the, I can't really pronounce, Mykolaiv Barracks. So without any further ado, let's get into the news.
They were killed while they slept. 2 rockets, which hit these military barracks with devastating accuracy. The bodies of around 50 soldiers, possibly more, now buried under rubble. Many were new recruits who recently enlisted to fight this war. Alexander says he was sleeping here when the Russian missiles struck.
There was no more air.
It's terrible because, fighting through the night has become very prevalent. I would argue since the Revolutionary War, when we, rode across the Delaware and attacked overnight and all that great story, there's no more standing, in a line and firing on command and alright, let's just stand and fight. I guess, I don't know if humanity is the right word, but humanity of war, if you will. So nowadays, it's 24/7. It could be you could get bombed while you sleep, you get bombed in the daytime. There's no off moment during war anymore. So unfortunately, this isn't surprising.
To breathe. I put on this mask and sat down close to the floor, took my gun and turned on the light on my phone. It wasn't until I got outside that I realized what had happened.
It's possible that the death toll could be as much as 200. For now, fellow soldiers are left to pick through the debris, trying to identify their fallen friends. Mykolaiv is a port city, one of several now caught up in a battle for the south, which appears to be intensifying. In Mariupol,
I really hate that he said appears to be intensifying. These port battles have been intense almost through the entire war, if not the entire war. These are the first targeted cities right outside of Crimea. I'm thinking that, I wonder if Mykolaiv is a city or if that's just the barracks in Mariupol. But Mariupol's been under siege heavily for weeks, almost a month now. So I don't like that he said it's continuing to escalate, personally.
Cities surrounded by Russian aggression, there's not much left. Homes, cars, streets.
Really quick, the other thing that he said was that 200 soldiers are dead. It's not just citizens, and I know citizens are more tragic deaths, but from a utility standpoint, they're less utilization. They have less utilization, less score towards the positive, if you will, than soldiers. So them killing 200 soldiers potentially is a significant blow to anybody. I mean, that's 200 people, man.
Destroyed.
When I left Mariupol, it was 8th day of invasion. It felt like the most brutal hell. But now, what they do now, what Russians do now, is just complete extermination of the whole city, of the civilians. Everything is there coming from the sky. The sky, hell is coming from the sky to Mariupol.
There are...
Sounds like genocide, man. I mean, it's like Putin looks at it. He's like, if you don't want to be liberated, right? You aren't part of Russia. You don't want to be our sister country, then you're not Ukrainian. I feel like is almost how Vladimir Putin is looking at it. He's looking at it as, you're not for what I'm doing, then you're not even Ukrainian, so I'm going to kill you. You're fighting against me, and that's civilians. But in an objective world standpoint, that would be considered genocide, no?
Reports now of street fighting. Russian troops are said to be moving closer to the heart of the city, and those left to defend it are desperate.
Leaders of the US and France, you've promised us air defense systems, but what we've received is not quite it. Look at this city. This is only part of the city that's been destroyed by the enemy planes, by the planes of Russia.
It's a port city, man. That's somewhere you would go vacation if you were to go visit Ukraine. You know, it's on the beach. It's huge for their supplies. It's a big economic city. That's a thriving big city in Ukraine. It's not, you know, it's not like they're showing footage of a rundown ghetto in Ukraine. They're showing a thriving city. I mean, everything. There's rubble everywhere. Roofs are destroyed. Windows are destroyed. Everything is destroyed in this city, man.
You've promised that there'll be help. Give us that help. Biden and Macron, you are great leaders. Be them to the end. Save the civilian population. Children, elderly people are dying.
Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky, handing out medals to troops today, has appealed for face-to-face peace talks.
We were always insisting on the negotiations. We were always offering dialogue, offering a solution for peace, not only during the 23 days of invasion. And I want everyone to hear me now, especially in Moscow. The time has come for a meeting. It is time to talk. The time has come to restore territorial integrity and justice for Ukraine. Otherwise, Russia's losses will be such that it will take you several generations to recover.
The obliteration of cities like Mariupol.
The sad part is that's the biggest truth. There will be generations of psychological damage in Ukrainians and generations of economics issues in Russia. The longer this war goes, it's only getting worse for these two countries. What happens if Putin wins? He gets a puppet in Ukraine, right? Zelensky's dead. And all these civilians are dead. I mean, at the end of the day, no country is gaining, I would argue, any concrete enough benefit that justifies the resources and money and time spent by Russia on this war.
Is a stark symbol of what this war is becoming.
As you can see, just everything is, it's just destroyed, man. The whole city is just absolutely destroyed.